want to introduce you to her. Danielle Masterson is the editor of NutraIngredients USA.
And I want to ask you, as a fitness expert and studio owner, I see a lot of clients now, this trend of using GLP-1 drugs, to lose weight. What have you found? Like, what's your take on?
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it doesn't have anything to do with the dietary supplement industry, but it has everything to do with it as well. Because, you think about it and you're eating less. So what do? Well, you still need to stay healthy. So you're low on nutrients, you're low on energy, you're losing muscle eventually. So what I'm seeing is a lot of companies are really leaning into that whole companion, GLP-1 companion. So what I will be looking for today is some of those companies and brands that are, marketing their products as those companions to GLP-1. So
your find may be related to offsetting the sarcopenia or the muscle loss associated with these GLP-1 agonists. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so I talked with a few different folks, one of which was Sean from TSI, and they have a product called MyHMB. And one thing that really struck me was he was kind of explaining muscle loss throughout the years, especially in your mid-30s, and I think you said, 8% every decade or something like that?
Yeah, it could be up to that.
So what he told me was, people are losing weight, but a lot of this weight is actually muscle loss.
Right.
That's right.
And when you come off, these drugs, these GLP-1s, sometimes, you have to kind of maintain that. And if you don't, you gain the weight back. And what he said was a lot of people are gaining the weight back, but you don't gain the muscle back. And that really made me think. And I was just like, wow. So people have to be super intentional about these drugs. I'm not saying don't take them, but make sure you're filling those nutrient gaps.
Yeah, and think about HMB, beta-hydroxy beta-methylbutyrate.
Yes, thank you.
Is that, it works both sides of the protein equation. So it helps with protein synthesis, but it also helps decrease that degradation that happens with protein.
That's the big story, really. I think we all agree here is it's not some whimsical or even magical gaining of muscle mass. It's preventing the muscle loss as it pertains to aging, but also as it relates to these GLP-1 agonists. So that's a simple side effect. When you take them, you're losing this muscle mass. I like to say know your numbers, and if you really want to know where your start point is before you get into some kind of diet fat or exercise fat, DEXA. That's an analysis with just minimal X-ray exposure to know your lean versus fat tissue, or even something like a bioimpedance analysis. But know your numbers so that you can actually bookend that.
Yeah, so many people focus on weight as just weight, but weight includes lean and fat. So you got to know where you're at on that composition.
Right.
Yeah.